News First investigation digs into an issue that creates arguments at the family dinner table all across Georgia. The idea of putting guns into the hands of your kids' educators.
And this is something a lot of you at home may have been talking about over the last couple of weeks. It sparked national outrage and agreement as well, some for and some against. But one outspoken supporter of the idea is right here in our own state, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
If we really want to be serious about protecting our kids here in America, we will put into action real legislation that protects children everywhere, all over America in school, with good guys with guns.
Atlanta News First investigates reporter Rachel Polansky sent surveys to school employees in these 12 counties that make up Representative Greene's 14th district to find out how they really feel.
We found a fascinating contrast of responses. Just take a look at this. Out of the 12 school districts who responded to our survey, there was only one where the majority of employees who responded said they wanted to be armed in school. But what about feeling comfortable using a gun to stop an active shooter? In every single district, the majority of teachers and staff who responded said they'd have no problem intervening in a crisis.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Shauna Thompson, je suis la professeure français.
Hola, soy Tania Russo, su profesora de español este semestre.
Both of these women teach foreign language in Pickens County, and both of them love their jobs.
I like the kids, I really do. I like it when they have their aha moments. I love it. I love the language, I love the culture.
But when it comes to guns in the classroom, they don't speak the same language.
Do you want to be armed while in school?
I do not, no. Yes, I do.
Tanya Russo says she carries a gun everywhere she goes, except school. And if an armed intruder entered her classroom, she doesn't want to be a sitting duck.
I don't want to shoot somebody. I hope I'm never in the position where I have to. But I would like to know that those kids would have a chance of surviving if someone did decide to come in and start shooting.
Russo's not calling for a free-for-all, and she does not think that every educator should carry a gun, but she likes the idea.
If they decided to give us the option, if we wanted to carry, put us through the training that the SWAT team needs us to know about.
Of the 850 school employees who responded to our survey, nearly 1/3 agreed, saying they want to be armed. Like this Floyd County teacher, who said with training, I do believe having teachers armed would be a deterrent. And this Murray County teacher, who said with an extensive vetting process, certain teachers carrying would make schools safer. On the other side of the hallway,
well, I also have to be the protector, something friends.
Shauna Thompson believes that arming educators would only add to the danger.
When the majority of shooters are also students, how you would tell which are which in that kind of a panicky moment. And when the police do get to our scene, which we've practiced this enough to know that they will get there quickly, how are they going to know where the gunfire is coming from, the threatening gunfire, if everyone's shooting? It just sounds like the OK Corral to me.
And Thompson says she didn't sign up to carry a gun.
I'm not a policeman. I don't have that kind of training. I don't want marksman training. I don't want anything like that. I signed up to be a teacher.
More than half of the employees who answered our survey agreed, saying they don't want to be armed either, like this Catoosa County principal, who said it poses too much risk and is not reasonable to ask teachers to take on that responsibility. And this Paulding County teacher, who went as far as saying the idea of introducing firearms at schools frightens me to the point of resigning if it gets into effect. We also asked educators if they'd feel comfortable using a gun to stop an active shooter. And here's where percentages began to shift. This time, more than half said they would feel comfortable using a gun to stop an active shooter, while 1/3 said they would not feel comfortable. One Paulding County teacher who does not want to be armed in school, but would feel comfortable using a gun to stop an active shooter added, I am a licensed trained gun owner. I do not feel safe in a school where other teachers are carrying. We have so much going on, I feel it would be impossible to secure guns when we are already responsible for so many other things. I would not hesitate to use my arms outside the property of the school to protect myself or others. The main difference is the distractions. Prevents me from being a responsible carrier while on school property. What about mental health? We also asked school employees if the Georgia legislature should increase funding for mental health resources. And that's where we saw our first majority response, with more than 80% of school employees saying yes, increase funding, and only 7% saying no. At the end of the day, it's clear that Shauna Thompson and Tanya Russo will continue to be divided on these issues. But one thing they can agree on, they like being a part of the conversation.
I am amazed that you actually decided to come to the source. You are the only person that has ever debated a topic that I've seen on TV that has actually decided to ask the teachers.
I am completely grateful to you guys for even opening this up to start talking to us. And I think it's a conversation worth having.
Now, I requested an interview with Congresswoman Greene to go over our findings, but her office denied my request. If you live in any of these 12 school districts and you want to take a closer look at what your educators had to say, you can head on over to atlantanewsfirst.com right now and click on the Investigates tab, where we created an interactive map. Rachel Polansky, Atlanta News First.